City volunteers install grab bars and handrails to ensure the safety of infirm residents. Regular free clinics and house calls are held in Gongliao to tend the health of local senior citizens. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Jenny Lee. Thank you for joining us. In Taiwan, Fengshan Tzu Chi volunteers headed to 8 households that are in need of grab bar and safety railing installation. This would provide the much-needed safeguards for residents. Here's the news.
After drilling holes in the toilet, handrails are firmly installed. Volunteers are very mindful about every detail during installation. After the handrails were installed, they immediately cleaned up all the dirt and sand. The toilet was cleaned completely because both Mr. Huang's feet have been amputated. He relies on the prosthetic leg and walking stick to move around. As he enters the renovated toilet, he can finally stand up at ease. He's only 40 years old, but both his feet have been amputated due to diabetes. He also suffers from dialysis. As his mother passed away 20 years ago, he has been living alone. For the past few months, volunteers' love and care has made him feel the warmth of family. Tzu Chi volunteers came into contact with him because of Tzu Chi's home improvement project in Fengshan. They then listed Mr. Huang as a care recipient.
There are a total of 18 reported cases in Wusong Bureau and Beiban Bureau. After assessment, 8 of them needs house renovations, and we've also listed 4 of them as care recipients.
The volunteers took the initiative to complete the renovation projects before the Lunar New Year, so that these 8 families can celebrate the festive season. The busy team of volunteers handled the cases one at a time. This 85-year-old volunteer has a hunchback due to a spine injury, and it is difficult for her to climb up the stairs. Volunteers have provided much care towards the senior. The handrails along the stairs and in the toilet are like the volunteer's hands, safeguarding her in every part of her home.
As Lunar New Year approaches, Tzu Chi volunteers in Chiayi seize the time to deliver winter supplies to care recipients. The volunteers' regular visits have built friendship with trust. With the care of care packages, they hope every family will be able to enjoy the new year.
For Ms. Lin, who received New Year gifts from Tzu Chi volunteers, the gifts give her strength as her husband suffers from cancer and her daughter has autism.
He needs immediate treatment. In the past, he isolated himself at home. Now his health has improved a lot.
I hope that I can have a job and income and my health can improve. This way I can return to society and serve the public.
Hearing the familiar voice, Mr. Jian, who's blind, is very happy. Tzu Chi volunteers have accompanied him for more than 10 years, and they're like old friends.
I cannot see. Did you brothers and sisters come visit me often?
I'm very grateful. Without you, my family would have a hard time. Thank you, Tzu Chi.
We come before Lunar New Year to ask how they have been. Have they been safe?
Tzu Chi volunteers visit care recipients, delivering love and care so they can feel warm even in the cold winter.
Wenshan District Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting a centenarian living on her own. At age 107, Miaosha Lingxiang is good in health and spirit. She has an easygoing personality and loves receiving guests and revelry. Here's a look at the volunteers' recent visit.
Living over 100 years, centenarian Miaosha Lingxiang loves to have company around.
She's not greedy and is very caring of the poor. Her neighbors check in on her too.
She lives on her own and takes care of her own health. She can still pick up a pen and write words of wisdom.
什么都吃，不偏食。就是不吃辣，不喝酒。主要的睡眠好。睡眠好。睡眠好。或者躺在那里看报纸。看报纸。看看就睡了。你都做什么运动？哎呦。马步啊。那个可以教。
As it's near the Lunar New Year holiday, Tzu Chi volunteers have especially brought her gifts.
很快就可以吃了。吃起来舒服。舒服，吃起来舒服。
She's content and blessed. It's having this right mindset that makes one's life happy and carefree.
In Kaohsiung Daliao district, for 8 years, city volunteer Liang Tianwen has been selling his red beans for charity. He grows the beans organically. For many local years, local volunteers have come to assist him in picking and drying red beans. With teamwork in place, Liang Tianwen goes on to help more people.
In the early morning, 30 volunteers arrived, bending down to pick red beans.
If we can do that, we are happy. If we cannot do it, it gets troublesome.
Happily handpicking red beans, this person here is the owner of this red bean field, Liang Tianwen.
It takes 10 days to sun-dry the red beans.
Insisting on not applying pesticide, only handpicking and drying red beans, 8 years ago, Liang Tianwen sold his red beans at this farmland in order to aid global relief programs. Doing this for years all because he dedicates himself into volunteering.
This farmland was given to me, so while I'm volunteering, I'm giving back in a different form. Planting flowers, not bamboos, because bamboos will hurt people when walking on it. The point is not money, but planting crops for others to eat.
Planting red beans with great effort, this is to ensure volunteers may eat healthily and go on to do more good deeds.
The smell and feel of mercifulness.
Though red beans are small, it holds great meaning, helping Liang Tianwen volunteers along the way of Bodhisattva.
In the Philippines, although the pandemic is still ongoing and life has been tough after the typhoons, the locals still act kindly and donate money into the bamboo coin bank. They're grateful for the help they received after the typhoons, and now they would like to give back and help others who are also in need.
Share your blessing. Kaya kahit paano po, kahit konti lang po yung maihulog namin sa alkansya, at least naiisip po namin makakatulong din po kami sa iba. Katulad po ng ginawa nilang pagtulong sa amin.
As we head into this area, all we can see are old and dilapidated houses. The residents here live a slow and staggering lifestyle, but they are accumulating kind thoughts, emitting the sound of love.
My children also donate into the bamboo coin bank because they know that Tzu Chi has helped a lot of people after the typhoon. Therefore, not only adults but children too take the initiative to donate into the bamboo coin bank.
When we were facing difficulties, we received help from others. This is why everyone is so willing to donate into the bamboo coin bank.
When the volunteers are collecting the donations, they do it personally and everything is transparent, strengthening the trust between the locals and the volunteers.
These streets are where I head out to collect donations and love from the locals. Tzu Chi has been helping the area for a long time, and the locals recognize me. When they see me holding my notebook and collecting donations door by door, they'll even bring coins for me to donate.
In the poverty area, the most simple and pure love is the most valuable thing that cannot be replaced.
Gongliao in New Taipei City lacks medical resources. Many elderly people who live on their own do not know how to deal with diseases and accidents. TMI members host free clinics and conduct house calls every 2 months. In addition to medical services, they also spend time with the elderly just like family. Take a look.
课本啊，病人他的生活还是说治疗后的反应才是他呈现的一个样貌，并不是说我们在医院里面把药开得多好治疗计划定得多完美，像实实在在的那个居家的生活跟那个是他实际的分数。
Before the end of the Lunar Year, team members of the North District conducted the last free clinic in Gongliao. Dr. Shen Shixiong leads medical students to visit each elderly household. The blood sugar level of Grandpa Wei shows to more than 400, so the doctor immediately gives him caring advice.
现在有当时爱小注的胰岛素，胰岛素，我感觉其他较无副作用，所以你去病院看，好不好？
Participating in Tzu Chi free clinic for more than 10 years, Dr. Shen and the elderly in the remote villages are like old friends. The elders are looking forward to Dr. Shen's visit to check their bodies and also chat about the past.
医师去啊，去面前底下看看个书。
啊，你有记条条？
哎，好，啊，这个就是卖讲话啊。面前这有这爱心个关心英文唔是好。
Dr. Shen is very attentive. He's just like the patient's neighbor. He chats with the patients about daily life naturally, making me think that maybe being a doctor, medical skills is not the only important thing, but a loving heart to treat patients and care for them is also essential. Only in this way can you become a good doctor.
In addition to house calls, there is also a fixed-point free clinic in front of the Bao'an temple. The elderly, who long for someone to keep them company, are willing to leave their home.
Some of them do not have children to stay with, so when we come here, they can feel at ease and tell us their feelings. I think it's good.
The seniors live alone. When someone chats with them like this, they will actually feel very happy. For their health, as long as it remains stable, it's fine. Sometimes if someone interacts with them, they will be very happy, and it actually can benefit their health too.
Although the path in rural areas is winding and difficult to walk, team doctors and volunteers still insist on walking it, because there is someone waiting and expecting their arrival.
Tzu Chi organized book reading project in Xiquan Village, Fujian, China. Through the fun red envelope treasure hunt, children were able to understand the importance of environmental protection. This event not only conveyed knowledge, but also nurtured children's minds.
Here, here, and here. The red envelope treasure hunt game allows children to learn that no matter how rich a person is, if the environment does not improve, it is still useless.
If there is no environmental protection and litter everywhere, it will affect the wind, water, earth, and fire.
地大不挑，火大不挑。做环保的话，环境都会很脏，空气也会不好。地都没有，地就会保湿。
Sometimes parents don't have a concept about it, so we hope to let the children go through this activity of protecting the environment. They can realize the importance of learning and then promote it even further so that they can develop a habit of reading.
The book reading project in Xiquan Village has attracted a total of 14 children to participate. Two Chichings, who are having winter holiday, take this opportunity to give and keep the children company.
Childhood is very important to a person. Some children do not play the game very well and just stay at the corner without much participation. Because introverts are not good at expressing, if you don't care for them, later when they grow up, they might become distrusting of others, so we have to encourage them more.
Children's education cannot wait. It is necessary to keep the children company along the growing path.
In the last lesson of New Shoots After School class in Yonghe District, New Taipei City, students showed their talents and expressed their gratitude to teachers. A special exchange of gifts taught the students the concept of eco-friendliness.
This exchange of gifts was very different. Students are invited to bring and share items that were not needed anymore at home.
Unwanted things in the eyes of others may be useful. With this environmental friendly concept, the activity allows us to make the best value of things. Then students can also get the gifts they like, so everyone's happy.
In the last lesson of Yonghe New Suits after-school class, children show their talents. There is a vivid stage play. Affectionate singing, students perform diligently so as to express their inner feelings at the end of the course.
I want to thank not only the teacher who teaches me, but all the teachers here, because every teacher is very great and teaches us with patience.
You have to grow up well and take care of yourself. Only when you grow up will you be able to take care of others.
Putting palms together to pray spreads this power of love continuously.
Zhanghua Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Shunliang once lived a life filled with gambling, drinking, and smoking. Bad habits die hard until he met Tzu Chi. Since then, he had changed. Now he dedicates himself to care for disadvantaged people in poor communities. This is his story.
It smelled really bad. The garbage piled up in the rooms and there was urine everywhere. No one in the village dared to come close.
Being thin and having a poor body condition, care recipient Mr. Chen is unable to clean the house. Upon seeing his situation, Tzu Chi volunteers arrive to clean.
Volunteers have cleaned and improved his environment. We're all witnesses.
While visiting, food is given to Mr. Chen. Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Shunliang treats him as if caring for a family member.
He is alone and no one cared for him, so I wondered if his physical condition would get worse.
This is really precious for volunteers to help him. Only a person with mercifulness can do this.
Using love and sincerity to care for people in need, Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Shunliang eagerly changes himself into the right direction through doing good deeds. Having large amounts of debt due to gambling and making his family worry, Zhang Shunliang changed himself completely after joining Tzu Chi.
If someone is hurt, I am hurt. If someone is worried, I feel sorry. I can't bear sentient beings suffering.
After changing himself, Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Shunliang begins to walk on the right path.
Due to the special relationship across Taiwan Straits, the import of traditional Chinese medicine from China does not require special checks such as traceability. For this reason, some pharmacies will go to great lengths to ensure the safety of these medical ingredients.
95% of our TCM medicinal materials are imported. Among them, those from China account for 86%. These so-called authentic medicinal materials have special content and composition, which makes them especially good.
A large bag of Chinese medicinal materials is soaked in the boiler. This is the first step in the process of boiling TCM medicinal concoctions.
浸泡40分钟，一般7铁就煮1个小时20分钟。
Enter the basic instructions. These 3 big boilers start an automated process, and making this medicine is no longer a chore. Even some of the packaging is done by a machine.
一包40克，165到170， 180之间。
Finally, the specific prescription instructions are attached to the package. This is the modern TCM process in Taiwan. However, as much as 86% of TCM herbal medicine ingredients are imported from China. So who will control the safety of these TCM ingredients from China?
现在看到的这个就是我们甘草的原料的图谱，然后这一根就是所谓的甘草酸的指标成分。
In our laboratory, there are a lot of people working in the lab that do a lot of screening of these medicinal materials every day.
At present, there are about a dozen items we check for, such as sulfur dioxide, and some even measure the content of essential oils, as well as total heavy metals, pesticides, index components, and xanthotoxin. These tests of items that are more harmful to the body will be tested by these 2 laboratories.
At present, major domestic pharmaceutical companies will conduct strict checks when importing TCM medicinal ingredients from China. Some pharmaceutical factories have even equipped large-scale laboratories and contracted farms in China to allow such TCM ingredient to go through a sample inspection procedure before mass production to ensure that the products are safe.
Our inspection method is that we use this instrument called ICP-MS for the detection of heavy metals. At present, the heavy metals that we're more concerned about are lead, arsenic, cadmium, mercury, and copper. This is because they may cause neurotoxic damage to the human body.
This, as well as pesticide residues, must all be carefully checked.
We'll first cut the TCM ingredients and make them into a powder, and then add some solvents and some solid powder to extract pesticides in these TCM materials.
When the packaging is complete, the basic information of the TCM medicinal materials must be presented in full.
The name of the product must appear, followed by the manufacturing date, the shelf life, and the batch number, which can be traced back. Of course, weight must be there and your storage conditions, such as if it needs to be refrigerated, or do you need to store at room temperature to keep this product for a long time. And the most important thing is this QR code, which is like an ID card for this product.
现在我用我的手机来扫这一包当归的 QR code， 看可以出现什么
Now
样
I'm
的
using my
资讯。
cell phone to scan the QR code of this package of Angelica to see what kind of information can appear. Now my cell phone screen shows a traceability system page of this pharmaceutical factory. After clicking on Chinese version, you can see that a product name and manufacturing batch number of Angelica. The expiration date is May 18, 2022. If I select the raw material section, I can see a lot of information, including its items of inspection. The heavy metals we are concerned about include lead, arsenic, cadmium, mercury, and its pesticide residues, as well as its indicator components, including sulfur dioxide. Of these test results can be shown here.
In fact, we actually went to promote qualified pharmaceutical factory about 10 years ago. Now, there are some safe and secure medicinal materials on the market, which is called autonomous management. If there is a government, then the regulation should be mandatory. This will increase the willingness of manufacturers to comply.
Not every pharmaceutical factory has the ability to build a laboratory and develop a production and sales history. TWTM put forward suggestions to the Health Ministry's Department of Traditional Chinese Medicine in the fourth quarter of 2020, hoping that TCM materials can be incorporated into a nationally certified GMP system, indicating a higher level of regulation and screening.
We hope that it has a verification system. When products enter a medicinal laboratory, it should pass through a verification system.
The vast majority of Korean TCM doctors treat patients with such concussions, and the medicinal materials need to meet many requirements such as GMP to qualify for insurance benefits. Taiwan Health Insurance benefits only pay for concentrated granules.
Restrictions imposed by the current health insurance system mean that the official certification system for TCM medicinal materials cannot be produced. At this stage, pharmaceutical companies can only undergo their own management at the source, meaning the public needs to choose merchants more carefully.
In Shanghai, city volunteers organized a joint book reading library hoping to encourage parent-child engagement and promote the idea of lifelong learning. Here's the footage. Thank you for watching. See you next time.